Hey everybody, and welcome back. In today's video we will be replacing that tiny little trigger spring that goes within the PlayStation 5. I was able to find them on eBay. You are able to pick them up actually relatively really cheap. I ordered 2 of them just in case one of them breaks or there's a mishap that goes on, and they were about $1.49 Canadian a piece. So if you're looking American, you're looking maybe just right around $1, and shipping was very small as well. With this product, I think you can do without it. You will notice how it doesn't have so much pullback without the spring. Once it broke, you could tell that there was a bit of a difference, and especially with the haptic feedback that goes within the thrust of the shoulder. The shoulder button there, because that's what it's attached to, is the big shoulder motor. You can tell that there's a bit of resistance difference between the left and the right triggers at that point. It's just a small little spring to help build resistance going back and forth. So I don't know if it heavily affects those games with those haptic feedbacks, but here's the video of me replacing it. We completely successfully did it all, and for a very minimal amount of money. Anybody I think can do this as long as you have some steady hands, which unfortunately I didn't in this video. I'm all coffeeed up, getting ready this morning to tackle this project, and you just need very simple tools. You need to be organized and make sure that you have your station prepared. Have a little magnetic tray, have an area that's completely visible for you just in case you drop anything. There's only 4 screws. You're going to need a flathead screwdriver, or a plastic widget would work a lot better. Probably like something like the end of a credit card, but very, very thin. Along with that, you're just going to need your controller, these little springs provided, and let's get to it. Alright everybody, I thought I'd do a little bit of a narration over what I'm doing exactly when I'm pulling the controller apart and fixing it here. So here we're just taking the PlayStation 5 controller apart. There is a plastic cover on the very front of it. You should probably use like a plastic widget or something like that, but I'm just using a very, very thin flathead screwdriver. There's little notches that pop out, but there's little grooves that go up into the controller, like 2 little forks that go up in the top. Here, I tried to get the left L1 trigger off, and it kind of got stuck. You just use the front end of the flathead to pop off the front of the shoulder part of the controller. There's 4 screws holding the controller together, 2 within those L1 and L2 triggers, or L1 and R1 triggers, and 2 where that black plastic part meets at the bottom. Here, the rest of the frame just kind of peels apart on the outside. There is 2 little notches that hold it down at the bottom, right by the microphone. And then right up here, it is a little bit tricky, but you have to wiggle it around the triggers, because that's where the notches kind of fit in. So if you have to push down the triggers, if you have to... all you're trying to do is get it up and over. There we go. Just like it shows you there. So it is my right hand trigger is missing one of the springs. That broke off during the Deadspace session. So here I'm just trying to be finicky with it. You do have to kind of collapse the spring when you are inserting it. I know this is very sped up and kind of hard to see, but I was able to get the spring in very soon. You can see like there's a little slot that it seats in. Yeah, there we go. There's a little slot that it seats into, and then the 2 prongs on the either side need to collapse halfway and fit right into the controller. So there, I got it all in. It is very finicky. You are going to need some steady hands. That's me just checking that the controller and the sticks work just fine, or the triggers work great. You're just going to screw it back together, put the controller back together. It's not a big deal. The 4 screws come in where they came out. Ensure that you have the short screws up at the top where the triggers are, and you put the long screws down at the bottom. I highly recommend getting a magnetic screwdriver here. You do not want a piece to fall back in. And that's those forks that I was talking about. You can see that. And yeah, guys, that is a quick overview on how to do a simple little fix to a PlayStation 5 controller. Now, I know it doesn't seem like much, but when you may not understand how these are quite built, or you don't have all the tools in the world, or you don't want to pay a shop almost the same amount of money to do a diagnostic and a fixing, kind of like what this one is, getting some simple tools out and doing it yourself can save you a lot of money. So if this video helped, I hope you got something out of it, whether it was how to take apart the surface and the shell of the PlayStation 5, or understanding some of the mechanics that go into the newest type of controllers. So thanks for tagging along, and have a great day.